Kia ora, I'm David Chastain with 98.9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This is where we get everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock, with news that equity and bond markets are in a more positive mood ahead of the US Fed's meeting tomorrow morning. But first today, there was another dairy auction overnight, and there was yet another weaker one, made worse by a slumping cheddar cheese price and the recent gains by the New Zealand dollar. Overall, prices are down 2.6% in US dollar terms and down 3.3% in New Zealand dollar terms from the last auction. That puts them 36% lower than year ago levels. Every product fell, the least by the high volume whole milk powder price, which was down 1.5%, and the most by the cheese price, down 10% from 2 weeks ago. Of the 25 auctions in the past year, 19 have delivered lower prices. The price level is now back to a level we'd last seen in December 2020. This continuing slide will probably have analysts reaching for their calculators to assess what the farm gate milk price will have to be reduced by. US retail sales inched higher last week from year ago levels on a same-store basis, up 3.2%, but that isn't enough to account for retail inflation. Retail volumes continue their slow shrinkage. However, there was an unexpected surge in American existing home sales in February, with them rising to an annual rate of 4.5 million, or more than 14% higher than year-ago levels. But prices aren't responding yet to the additional demand. They are now 0.2% lower than year-ago levels, and that was their first year-on-year fall in 11 years. Canada's CPI inflation rate slipped to 5.2% in February, a retreat from January's 5.9% rise. In China, they're starting a new surge of flu infections. The rate of people testing positive for influenza reported by hospitals across the country jumped to 53% last week, with H1N1 or swine flu the dominant strain, forcing suspension of some school classes in Beijing and Shanghai. By comparison, the rate for COVID was just 2.3%. In Australia, APRA is apparently telling banks that it wants to know more about their exposures to startups and crypto-focused ventures, following the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank and volatility in global lenders. The US Treasury 10-year yield starts today at 3.59% and up another 10 basis points from this time yesterday. And the price of gold will open today at $1,941 an ounce. That's down another $35 from yesterday. And oil prices start today up a strong $3.50 from yesterday, at just under $69.50 a barrel in the US, while the international Brent price is just on $75 a barrel. And the Kiwi dollar is down 0.75 cents against the US dollar, now at 61.7 US cents. Against the Aussie, we're 0.25 cent lower at 92.8 Australian. Against the euro, we're 1 cent lower at 57.3 euro cents. That puts the trade weight index at 69.9 with a solid 60 basis points retreat. Get more news affecting the economy in New Zealand from interest.co.nz. Kia ora, I'm David Chastain. That was 98.9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.